What's up, guys, and welcome. Today, you already know, we're going to be resolving a slightly common issue on some people's cars, and luckily for you guys, it was on my car, so I'm absolutely going to make a video about this. If you haven't already, check out my install video on the Oracle mirrors. You will then understand exactly why I'm making this video. I got everything wired up right. Everything was working like it should, except for the power mirror option. So the mirrors were not able to be moved in the car with the switch. There was just nothing going on there. In the case of my vehicle, I had 2 pins that were there, and only one came with the car. So I found that after reaching out to Cole with Vet Lights, shout out to him for sure, he sent me a message that Oracle sent him with a picture diagram right here displaying exactly which pins need to be where, and you will have to switch them around to actually resolve this issue if it is happening to your vehicle. So today I am going to be doing that, and I'm going to be showing you exactly how we get this done. It's a super easy job. Should take you no time at all, but there is one unfortunate. You will actually have to take the door panel back off, but again, that's not very hard to do anyways on this car. I'm going to show you the tools I'm using, which I do recommend having a set of these because it'll make the job so much easier and just prevent you from causing any damage to the harness and causing the job to be way worse than it should be. So let's jump right into the install, guys. All right, guys, so coming up to the passenger side, I already did the driver's side to make sure it was correct, and it all is, and this way I'll be able to show you the functionality. But it is the same concept, just a different layout. Remember, in the picture, you have to wire the passenger and the driver differently, so make sure you're doing those the correct way. But to the passenger side here, we're going to remove the door panel. We're going to take off the button here to open up and remove the T30 bolt in there. And coming down under, we're going to remove the T30 bolt right here in this hole. And then we will be able to lift off the door panel and unclip our harness that is right there. I'll show you what that harness looks like. And then once we have that off, we can set the door panel to the side and have easy access to the harness. And for the guys doing it on the driver's side, quick reminder to remove the driver's side door panel. You're going to pop back this little tab right here that is directly underneath the handle, and you will expose the 2 T30 bolts holding in the driver's side door, which are right there. And to give you a closer look on the panel cover and on the inside, they're right there. All right, guys, now you have the door panel off. You got your harness right here that you simply pull back on, and just like that, it will actually release the harness entirely. And you can take the door and set that off to the side just like so. And now we have access to the harness that we are going to be adjusting. So take a little hook tool of sorts, pry back on the pin, and then you should be able to pull it right out. There's plenty of things I can do with 2 hands, or 1 hand, but this one, that's a no-go. So take the pin, pry back on that little harness right there, and expose your harness. All right, guys, so once the harness was removed, we can then begin the de-pinning and then re-pinning. First step, always, when you're doing anything electrical like this, make sure that battery is disconnected so you do not have the chance of blowing any fuses or, again, making the job harder than it has to be. But as you can see, on the harness connector here, we have 2 gray security tabs that we need to remove. What I'm going to do is one side at a time so you guys can see. In the color diagram, we have a white, gray, and a brown on this side, and a gray, green, and black on this side. There are 2 grays, and we want to make sure we don't get those mixed up. So again, what I'm going to be doing is one side at a time. Showing you firsthand on this side right here, we're going to just push in on this tab, and pushing on this tab with any tool that is small enough to fit in there, you can then push in and pull out. You might need to hold it with your hand or possibly use 2 tools. I'll do this with 1 tool here. I just push down and then I pry up, and there we go. I have that one removed. You want to set that to the side because you are going to use that again. Now, to showcase what tool we're going to be using here, this is a very cheap lock key tool, terminal tool, whatever you want to call them. They sell them all over the internet on Amazon for unbelievably cheap amounts of money. I think this set came with a set that I bought for to pull push pins out, And the push pin set alone was 15 bucks, and it came with like 20 pieces, and then it came with this too. I know you can buy these by themselves for, I mean, no more than 10 bucks, and you probably get a whole bunch of different sizes of these. In my case, I was lucky enough to find one that is the proper size and will get the job done. So what tool I'll be using is this key right here. And again, I highly recommend having this key. You can use something similar to this, but this is just so easy to use. What you want to do is, when you're locating into the harness, you can see there is a very small hole right there that you can actually insert your tool into and pry towards the center of the harness. And that simply then just releases the pin. Super, super easy, guys. I was not even lying to you. I'll do it again. So, and actually just to show you, see how it's snug in there and it's super, super tight? I mean, I could probably pull and rip the wire before it's going to come out with that lock. Again, insert down, pry down towards, and just like that, it's out. One more time, insert in the little slot underneath, pull down and pull out, and boom, just like that, these are all removed. So now we have our one side out, and we want to realign these pins into the proper connection. So let's take a look at our diagram and see which way those are supposed to go. All right, guys, so right here is the diagram, and we can see that in the setup that we're doing right now, this side, the right side, if you're looking at it the way that the picture is, you would have white up top, gray down below, right underneath it in the pin directly under, and then directly under the gray pin would be brown, and then all the way at the bottom would be an open hole. All right, guys, so now that you know exactly where you're going, we're gonna go ahead and insert our pin. So looking at the pin, I don't know if you can see that, but there is an extended lip on it. That lip right there, if you can see that, is going to face towards you or the outside of the clip. Simply push it down, it just glides right in, and get it down in there firm. It's not going to bite. So if you feel like it's like, why is it not clicking? No, that doesn't matter. That's okay. The security bit, that gray little clip that we have, is going to hold these and lock these in place. So we have our white in our first pin. Got our little sharp edge, extended edge right there facing towards us. Gray right next to it. Just get it down in there. And then brown right below gray. And we will have an open pinhole for the bottom one there. So now we have those nice and in place. We want to push them down, and we want to just kind of pull back on them a little bit and make sure they're seated in. We're going to take our locking tab with our lipped edge facing us again, and the corresponding notch with the hole right there, so it will lock itself in. Get them as far down as you can, and then just push down, and that locks right in. Now your harness is repinned. It matches the same way as that one, and those wires are not going anywhere. So now we just simply twist around and repeat the process. So go ahead and knock out our security pin here. Set that off to the side. And then we're going to take our little tool. Make sure you got the right one. It's the right one. And simply go in. Push down. Pull right out. Grab our gray and our green. Go in. And just so you know, too, you don't have to put a lot of force when going in. You'll feel it slide in really nicely. You do just have to make sure you go underneath it, not like inside of it, if that makes sense, because it is slotted. So if you go inside, you're just kind of hitting it where you would have just pushed it in to connect it. And again, just there's the little, almost looks like an Ethernet port. You want to go into the small end. That would be like the click tip of an Ethernet port. And go in, go down, and pull. And it's very strange because you don't feel it necessarily release anything, but it does. It just releases it. So now we're going to look at our diagram one more time, as you can see right there. And we want to make sure we're holding it the proper direction. So what I like to do is just match it up the way that, you know, you just wired up the other one. So you're looking at the picture the proper way. And we see that black goes all the way at the top. There's going to be a spaced open pinhole. We have green and then gray again. So to install that, we're going to take our flared out end again, and we're going to put that towards the outside of the harness. And we just slide it in. Space, green after the space. Slide it in. And then gray right underneath the green. Sorry if you guys can't see this one. The gray is far out there, but slide that one in underneath. And like that, you're good to go. So make sure these are in, and the gray is going to fight you. The gray is really going to fight you. Make sure they're in all the way down. And like I said before, you're not going to feel it click. It's more or less you just want to know that it's down there and it is just properly seated. And then as long as you can't see any gray or metal connectors, you know you're probably in a good standing too. Like I can see a slight metal connector on my gray, and now I cannot. So pull back on those. Take your security or locking. Make sure it is corresponding with the pinhole right there, like that. Slide it in and lock. And boom, you're all wired up, guys. So you have all your pins correctly wired. And look at the picture one more time. There it is. Make sure what you see in that picture, looking at it the way of the picture, you see in your car right now. And once you got that confirmed, go ahead and reclip in your harness. So now that you have it clipped in, you're all set to go. Go ahead and test it to make sure that it's functioning. And once you tested that it is functioning properly, you are good to put all your harnesses back in, your main harness to your door, and then repunch in your holes, like pushing your hole pins, and put down your 2 T30 bolts, and you are all set. Let me go ahead and put this back together, and let's check out our work. Okay, guys, so we have everything properly connected now, and now all we have to do is just test. So coming over to the driver's side, you can simply select passenger or driver. And as you can see, everything's functioning like it should. Let's go to passenger, focus in over there. And yeah, everything's working just like it should. So there you have it, guys. I now have fully functioning Oracle mirrors. I repinned. Super easy thing to do, guys. Took me really no time at all, and you watched firsthand real time on what it took, and that was even with me explaining. So this is a super easy thing to do, guys, and I definitely recommend it. Well, guys, I hope this one helped. Like always, I'm trying to sit here and bring great content to you guys. I try to explain things the best I can. It isn't every day that I, set up the camera to where you see it full time like that, but I felt like this was something that I really wanted to do because it's just so much easier than just like vocal explaining. I'd love to talk and show you because I want to make it simple for you guys. I want you guys to learn, and I want you guys to be able to do these things yourself, save you money, save you time, and be able to help somebody in the future too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Again, big shout out to Oracle for making this beautiful product. Oracle and Cole for Cole with Vet Lights for quickly getting back to me and letting me know exactly what I needed to do to get these pinned correctly with a beautiful picture diagram that really explains it all to what you needed. Make sure you have yourself that little pin tool. Save yourself the hassle of something else and possibly breaking something. You really don't want to do that, guys. I did no damage to my pins, and it made the job swift and easy. So link to that tool is down below as well. And link to the Oracle lights, link to Vet Lights, so you guys can check out all the amazing products that Cole has to offer, and link to my install video of the products the mirror so you can actually see that as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Welcome back if you came from the mirror install video, and welcome to if this is your first time checking out the channel. I appreciate it. Check out all the content I drop, and again, more and more content coming for every vehicle, and including the C6. So until the next one, guys, peace.